All right, here's a bonus video where we're going to skip all of this and use JSON, the JSON notation that we talked about before when it came to storing objects. Now, when we did it before, what we did was we were just looking at basically an array of objects, right? And we did that today. We did a lot of arrays of objects. In particular, actually, we did it right here. The product array, and then we pushed all of these items on here. What if I could tell you that we could make this a whole lot simpler, and we set ourselves up for the future that if we reach out to another server and we pull back text, that we would get it in a format that could just instantly do all of this step and this step to make it happen. What would you tell me? Would you be like, no, Greg, that couldn't happen? I'm here to tell you it can happen. So let's go ahead and see how we can do that. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I am going to get rid of all of these things. So it's kind of like a step one and a step two. Step one is actually much easier for us. And then step two will be a little bit weirder because we're going to use an array. We're going to use an array method in order to make it do what we want. But let's go ahead and try this. All right, so I have converted all of that text into a JSON string. And what is it? It's a string, and it says, essentially it's an array of objects. Okay. So but it's right now, it's just a string. It's nothing. It's not an array. It's not objects. It's just text. So we need to convert that. This is how you might get something from a server, from somebody else. Like it might pull in and look like this. So what I want to do next is I want to parse it. And what do I mean by parse it? Well, all I have to do is call it product array equals JSON dot parse. So JSON is actually a built-in object. Parse is one of its methods. That string and I now have an array, and if I were to do console.log product array and refresh, you can see it looks exactly like it did before. That's great. But they're not these yet. They're not that class. So what we need to do is we actually need to do one more little trick. And that is we need to essentially, we'll call map it from one thing to another thing. And the way we do that, well, actually, before we map it, I need to actually change this because we're going to turn it into, we're going to end up making the final thing be product array. So we'll just call this products. Products. Okay. So it's an array of the product. It's an array of just objects, but it's not product arrays yet. So what I would do is I would do constant product array equals, and I would say products dot map. And what am I mapping? Well, it's going to use these like specialized keywords. Going to put item is going to convert to new product. That's our object. Item dot name comma, item dot price. Now, if this works the way I want it to, and I'm really hoping it does, now when I do console.log product array, it should give me an array of actual product objects. And I'll show, hopefully this works. Let's see. Okay, so the first array, which is just products, notice they're just like dot, 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 because they are generic objects. Whereas now they've been turned into actual products, and I can use the methods of those products on there. So if I wanted to, so you can see, besides all of this junk with the console log, there's it's a lot less text. I can say product array. Actually, I have to do a console.log. Console.log product array, let's say item 2 dot, and then I can look at my function or my methods. I can display the product. Actually, I don't even need to do the console.log because that's part of the function. Product array dot display product. Let's see where this takes us. Sweater, $39.50. So that's 012 sweater, and it worked. So with so much less, let's actually remove all of these. If someone gives us, if someone were to give us this array, sorry, I'm just trying to line it up. If someone were to give us this array, this actual string of objects, we could convert it into the whole thing we need. Imagine if you had 500 items. Imagine if you had 1,000 items on a page, or whatever you want to call it. You could now flow text in and go from there. So it's actually really, really powerful. All right. That being said, now let's, this is going to be important in the future. You shouldn't need this for your homework, but I just wanted to make this kind of like a bonus to show you how to save some time and energy.